Welcome to your second RE lesson for this week. So today we're still focusing on Hinduism, but we're looking at places of worship. So think about what a place of worship is, why somebody would go to a place of worship, and where different people would go to different places of worship. So first of all, you should be able to remember that a place of worship is where somebody goes, usually to pray or to worship to a god which they believe in. So you may remember that Christians may go to a church, Muslims may go to a mosque, Jews may go to a synagogue. And remember, not all worship has to be done in a place of worship. It can be done at home, so some people will happily pray at home. So for Hindus, as we spoke about yesterday, they worship one or more of the gods. So remember, they are the religion where they will worship more than one god. And the worship is called puja. So puja involves praying to an image or icon of a god, giving offerings to the god, and we're going to be looking at that a little bit later on in more detail. So, as we've just spoken about places of worship, a Hindu's place of worship is called a mandir, and they look very different around the world. They are influenced by country, culture and society as well as the religion. So if you went into different countries and went to visit different mandirs, they would look very different. So inside a mandir, now if you were ever to visit a mandir, you would be asked to take your shoes off straight away. So they have a shoe rack where you can place your shoes. They have got a murtis, which is a statue of God or a goddess, and the main shrine, and that's at the heart of the temple. So it's usually placed at the front. It's very, very big. We've got the arm, and this is the Hindu symbol. The bell, which worshippers ring to let God know they have arrived before they worship. And the Vedas, so the ancient Hindu text. So if we compare to other religions, Christians will look at the Bible. Muslims will look at the Quran, for example. So this is just their religious book. So we'll come back to that in a moment. I'm just going to read a little bit more about puja because you are going to do an activity on this today. So if you want to take some notes, you can. Most Hindu homes have a holy shrine where puja takes place. It's a daily routine and a way of welcoming God into their home. Some shrines are decorated and others are quite simple, and they can be in different sizes. So like I discussed, lots of people will worship and pray at home. Before puja begins, everyone takes off their shoes as a sign of respect. Worshippers chant prayers and the name of their favourite gods or goddesses. Then offerings such as fruit, incense, water and flowers are made. Once puja is finished, the food which is offered to the deities can be blessed and is then shared out and eaten. Deities just means the gods. I am is the name given to the Hindu religious symbol. This is also chanted by worshippers. Each shrine contains a puja tray which holds important items. The bell, like we spoke about, to let the god know they are ready to worship. Incense and holder, so it gives off a pleasant smell. A deva lamp, this is a deva lamp here, which is lit to remind everyone that God is with them. Water containers and a spoon to show respect. Water is offered to the gods on a spoon. And kumkum powder, which is used to mark their foreheads as a sign of respect to the gods. They also mark the foreheads of the gods on their shrine. Puja can also take place at a Hindu temple known as a mandir. Family puja in the home is similar to puja in the temple. Each temple is usually dedicated to a specific god, but contains shrines for several different gods to which offerings can be made. Worshippers sit near to the main shrine while the priest chants. Puja is led by the temple priest. Hindus can choose to worship at the temple or at home during special religious festivals. So if we just go back, let's see if we can remember. So easy, the first one, we know there's a shoe rack. So if you remember, the shoe rack is there because before Hindus worship, they are expected to remove their shoes as a sign of respect. Murtis, which one was this? Okay, you should have remembered it was the statue of a god or goddess. Then we had the main shrine, so remember that was the really big one that's usually placed at the front. The Vedas, can you remember? It was the religious books. The ion was the symbol. And finally the bell, and if you remember, the bell is rung to let God know that the worshippers are ready to worship. So your activity for today is you are going to complete your worksheet about Puja Offerings. Now if you want to do more research you can, there are lots of different videos on BBC Bite Size. I've done an example here, so you are going to write the offering and then draw a picture. So one of the offerings is a diva lamp and it's lit as a symbol of God's presence, and then I draw a picture.